All right. This said there are 3 buildings down here?
Yes, that's so far that I found.
Okay. So this is the middle building of 3 that we know of down here. Then the main road runs off that way. So we think this may have been an adit building because there's a notch in the earth right there that looks just like an adit, and then it's got an obvious collapse behind it further up. So we think that was an adit building. But then up here, we're pretty sure this was some kind of bunkhouse because there are a lot of bed frames up here. Look around. Here's a bed frame here in front of me. Another one down there. And yeah, this was a fairly large building. And we came down from up there. And the adits for this mine are, there's one just down there and then one farther down the ravine here. Okay, so Chuck has discovered a couple cool things. One is that this bucket here says Union Carbide, thank you, Union Carbide Company on the bottom. And the other really cool thing is he found a butter knife here, and I hope the camera focuses on it properly. Buster Brown. And the camera's not going to cooperate, is it?
Go back.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. The butter knife says Buster Brown on it.
This is fine, extra coin silver plate.
Unbelievable. I'm amazed that's here. I really am amazed that's here.
Yeah, it's just laying right on top of the ground.
That's awesome. Nice find.
Yeah, it'll be here.
So we've got an old latch here on this one. You can see bits of glass down there. Remains of a shoe or a boot. Not sure what that is. Another old latch here. And then up here on this one, Chuck pointed out, still has a doorknob attached, which I think is really, really cool.
Doorknob and the hinge.
Oh, I got the hinge too? Oh, nice. And there, like you said, is the hinge. Really cool. Continuing this theme, we just found, or I should say Chuck just found, this intact, it's not a bottle, what do you call this?
A jug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a gallon jug.
Intact jug. Like you said, about a gallon size. That's really cool. There's all kinds of stuff here still.
Yeah.
Really impressed. I think nobody knows about this site, man.
I've just seen it.
And then looking around some more, we just found the skillet. So this is one of those situations where they obviously didn't take their stuff with them. They just walked away from this mine because everywhere we look, we just keep finding stuff. This was just sitting right on top of the dirt. We're not digging for this stuff. It's just
like that.
Yeah, just like that. Very, very cool.
Right back in there.
Yeah, it was just right back in there. A lot of cool stuff at this site. Okay, so the upper adit, it's just up there. I'll go there in a second. But I wanted to show you there's some remains of a building here, which I assume is part of the portal. You can see the ravine down there and the hills around us and a lot of mosquitoes. And like I said, the upper smaller adit is here. And then what we presume is that bunkhouse is up there where Chuck is. You can see the building remains. Okay, I'm inside the mine now. And it's not too deep, as you can hopefully tell in front of me. And then looks like this rock looks like slate we'll see what's ahead. Wow, that is all backfilled and caved in. So yeah, I can see the rail here in front of me. Carries into this bluish looking rock. And then unfortunately, this doesn't look like a collapse. This looks like it was backfilled because it looks like the ceiling is still intact. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, theoretically I could crawl up there and see what's beyond, but that's more than I feel like tackling. So, the upper adit, I got the remains of some timbers there. Upper adit is fairly short and sweet, I'm afraid. So I came, you can see the rails here. Now, Chuck and I talk about the strips on the rails a lot, and this is the first time I've actually seen one in a mine. And you can see, I hope, there's a thin layer of metal right there, and underneath it are the remains of the wood that the strip was running on top of. And that's the case all through here. So we're down at the lower building and adit now, and starting here just to show you the vein that probably inspired them to start working down here in the first place. You can tell they've picked away at it in an exploratory manner, and then presumably went in from there. There's not as much left of this building. Right, it's a ventilation pipe. I'll show you in a sec. There's not as much left of this building as those up above, but there's still a decent amount. And then where Chuck is, you can see a fair amount of pipe. And then that big tailings pile right there, which, by the way, obviously extended much farther out, but got washed away by this creek in front of us. That big tailings pile runs into the adit, which is right over there.
I believe this one had rail, like real rail also.
Okay, that's interesting, because the one up above just had the strips, so not sure. I wonder if this was their first one, or the one up above was the first one. Maybe they made enough money off the first one to work down here, or vice versa.
Because there's rail right here. And it's come across the way, and there's quite a bit right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And then there's rail across over there on the other side too.
Oh, I didn't see the rail. Wow, that
And that right there too.
that is indeed rail, my friend.
And that's real, that's the real short gauge ore cart stuff.
We think there must have been a trestle going across from the buildings there, across this creek in front of us to the mine, but we don't have that advantage, so we're bushwhacking it. Okay, I'm standing on the edge of that debris pile or tailings pile that has been washed away, and it's really big. Maybe you can get a sense of how tall it is by me holding the camera level, or to the equivalent of where I would be standing inside the ravine. So basically I'm about right there, and so if you look how far down that goes. That gives you a sense of what I'm standing on. And then coming around, this is where the ore came out of the mine, along this track here. And I'll go take a look at the adit. Okay, first look at the mine. I can see already that this is much larger than the one up above. The mine goes back a lot farther, and back there that is not a collapse. I can tell that that's a curve. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And also just the sheer size of the mine is much larger. The tunnel here is much larger. Looks like there's a bit of mud on the floor, but I can see rocks down there too, so might stumble around a little bit, but at least for now I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, it's like an interesting one, so I'm curious about seeing what's ahead. Yeah, it's just mineralization.
Alright, undisclosed location. There's a cool looking tag up here for lighting.
There's one here too. You see the peg right here. That's interesting.
Oh wow.
Got some boards here.
Now what are the boards on the floor?
I'm not sure what the boards are about.
Is that what you're walking on?
No, I'm just walking on the bare rock.
On what?
I'm just walking on the gravel. It's a very solid footing. Say again?
There's no rail that you can see?
No. I see some ties, but I don't see any rail.
Pretty fucking consistent.
Yeah, the pegs are interesting.
Does that come out of the water?
Say again?
Does that come out of the water?
At least a section of it does. It comes up out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes gradually, but it does.
Dude, this is just big time.
Yes, it is.
Whoa, that horse.
Have an unusual deposit here. I wonder if that's all coming off the ceiling.
Chilly.
Yeah. You can see all the cross ties, but there's no rail left in here that we've seen.
Yeah, the cross ties are in there. You see the cross ties, but there's no actual rail. But I can tell.
They're pretty solid cross ties.
What's that?
They're pretty solid cross ties.
Yeah, the cross ties.
Okay. Come up on something going off to the left here. Okay, it just goes back to there. And then the main tunnel keeps going that way.
Alright, further in here. What do you say, about 75 feet or so?
Yeah, I'd say that sounds about right.
There is a grid.
Those are some really big cross ties. I hope that's coming across on the camera because that's a big cross tie. I did not see the shovel. Sorry, I missed that. Just keeps going. See some of the wire that was on that peg there. And oh man, looks like the end of the line. Interesting colors back here. Interesting mold back here. Okay, this looks like a collapse rather than backfill. I was noticing this collapse that you can see the timbers that were here. There's a big one right there. So I'm not sure what the story is on this. It doesn't look like the tunnel kept going back that way. So I think I'm going to have to scramble up a bit and see if I can figure out what the story is on this. Okay, I'm up on top of that debris pile now. And you can see it goes down there, the water's coming out. And this is the part in front of me right here that broke off from the ceiling here. There's a pretty significant collapse. But then right in front of me you can see all these timbers where the tunnel keeps going. But yeah, that's pretty that's pretty sporty getting down there. Okay, I'm on my stomach now. And you can see what's in front of me. So obviously this is definitely the end of the line. And obviously this was a bad spot back when they were still working the mine, given the serious timbering here. So I'm out of here because it's sketchy as hell. Okay, I'm up above the mine now, and I wanted to show you that there's a lot of hydraulic mining that took place here as well. I don't know if this is connected to the mine we just explored, or if this was a different mine, or what, but this whole hillside in front of me has been completely washed away, and you can see all the piles down there. And gosh, that's probably 150 feet down or so. So there's pretty extensive hydraulic mining here, to be sure. And then this flat area here that I'm standing on, I don't know if this was tailings or if they had some buildings up here or what. But there's some, some weird looking holes and divots in the ground and such.